Is detuning your guitar a quandary? Do you avoid the whole drop tuning thing because it's too complicated? Well, worry no more, because it is easy to do and easy to understand. Thanks for joining me at Squid Studios. We've been posting every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday so that you can start every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday with a piping hot cup of squid. To get more squid in your weekly dietary intake, for your own health, subscribe, ring the bell, and like this video to get an immediate immunokarmic boost. Hit the thumb. Go to fretmilitia.com, it's in the link below, and watch those tutorial videos on the basics of guitar and music theory in general. So let's cover naming alternative tunings. If you tune all of the strings together in any direction from this standard starting position, you just say the name of the bass string's note. So if you tuned all of the strings down a half step, it would be E flat standard, because you moved everything down one half step. If you go down a whole step, it would be D standard. Now, if you tune just the top string down a whole step without touching any of the other 5 strings, this is what you call a drop tuning, and it follows that same concept. When you're doing drop tunings, typically you move all of the strings together and then move the top string down a whole step. So that way you can get things like drop D flat. And if you get a little confused or hazy about sharps and flats in general, this is a great exercise to really hone this up. Okay, very quickly, let's cover some other ancillary types of tuning real quick so that you get a broad spectrum view of alternate tuning. If you tune all of the strings higher than E together, you wouldn't actually tune the tuners. You would use a capo. Typically, we don't name this type of tuning. Just say capo on 3 or whatever. But it actually does have the same naming construct as detuning your guitar. You would say F standard. And you can combine the concepts of drop tuning and a capo so that you can have a tuned up drop tuning. You can also tune your guitar to what's called an open tuning. So you would say open G or open E. And what that means is that you're tuning the guitar up to a specific chord so that when you strum it open, it actually plays these notes instead of the open notes. Or these. That was G, E major. But you wouldn't actually have to make the chord. You would just lay the slide on the guitar and slide it around, and it would be playing those note structures all over the place because it's already tuned to that chord formation. If a tuning doesn't fit any of these criteria, it's most likely either a custom tuning or an exotic tuning. Eastern, semitone, African, or natural tuning. Alright, don't freak out. The moment you try these easy steps, you will totally get it. I'm just putting a quick net over the broad world of instrument tuning and the types of tunings that guitarists usually focus on. Okay, when messing around with tunings at all, you want to use a really good tuner. Go to our website for exclusive content on tuners and other gear at kidsquidstudios.com. Type our name in the search bar of any engine as one word or click the link below to go to our website. There you can purchase any of the items on our website, as they actually link directly to Amazon.com, where you can also sign up for Amazon Prime and Prime Now. That way you get your tuner quicker than not so quick. So the main difference between standard tuning and drop tuning is the actual left-hand articulation type. Okay? All of the standard tunings, you articulate the exact same way. Every single drop tuning, you articulate exactly the same way as every other drop tuning. Every standard tuning is going to be based in power chord forms. Whereas drop tuning, you use a flat finger style. You just kind of make a bar across the top to make power chords. Power chords, you don't use that split formation. If you try it, it'll sound like poop. It's not good. But to get that fifth sound of a normal power chord, you just flatten your finger out. And this is when you're seeing people play open and it sounds great. It's a drop tuning. It's essentially what that style's all about, is being able to just pop your fingers all over the place real quick and not have to worry about making the power chord formation. You can do that when you go down to the A string and make power chords down here, it works. So you can switch back and forth. Essentially. We're going to go ahead and start a chart right here, and we're going to walk down all of the tunings, all the way down, all the way down. Okay, so let's start with standard tuning. E, A, D, G, B, E. Okay, that is E standard tuning. To get to drop, you would take this E, and you would drop it one whole step to D, so it would be D, A, D, G, B, E. One half step down in standard would be E flat standard. Weezer songs, Alice in Chains, things like that, they play in E flat standard typically, which is going to obviously be the exact same thing as this line, just flatted. E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, and E flat. Pretty easy. Okay, the drop version of this, you guessed it, go a whole step down from E flat and you got D flat. I hope that makes sense to you. Okay, it's the exact same tuning as the standard, except for the top string is gone down one whole step. All right, then we've got D standard, D, G, C, F, A, D. So obviously you just walk through this standard tuning and you say, how far away from regular E standard am I going? And then you can do the manual process of pulling each of the notes down to the appropriate level. By remembering there are no half spaces between B and C and E and F. It's critically important to be able to do this and figure it out in your mind and apply it to the guitar. So I'm not going to do that action right now, but you can do it on your own. Just pull each of these notes down however many steps or half steps it's going to take to get to the tuning that you want to get to. D standard would be D, G, C, F, A, D. And the drop version of that is obviously you pull the D down a whole step. C, G, C, F, A, D. D flat standard. So obviously D flat is C sharp. And if you understand that, so if we go down another half step in the standards, the half step from D is C sharp. C sharp, F sharp, B, E, G sharp, C sharp. And if you drop that C sharp down a whole step, and this is where there's no half steps between B and C and E and F come in, right? Okay, if you drop that C sharp a whole step, what is it? Go from C sharp to C to B, because there's no half step, remember? Okay, so then when we're working in the standard, let's pull that down again. C, F, A sharp, D sharp, G, C. There is no step between C and B, so a whole step away would be B flat. The last standard that we're going to cover is B standard. It's really low. Okay, we're talking B, E, A, D, F sharp, B. And the drop would obviously be A, E, A, D, F sharp, B. Now, look at this chart. You can obviously see how this works. Copying this chart might be helpful for you in the beginning, but honestly, creating the chart by doing the walk of the notes will educate you on sharps, flats, and a real understanding of C major scale, just as a byproduct of tuning your guitar in different ways. And go ahead and practice building this chart anytime these kinds of concepts get a little hazy.
Just do the chart. Build it out, and you will definitely remember how this all works. There are lots of bands out there, and a shit ton of them play in these alternative tunings.
If you would like me to follow up on some of those bands, or the tunings that we had mentioned, please leave a comment below, or reach out to us on Facebook. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Now you should have all the tools to tune your guitar every which way. If alternative tuning styles were a boogeyman for you, or you got clarification on something that you were already working on, leave me a comment below telling me all about it.
That was a great episode, so wholesome, so tasty. I've got to agree with you.
So you join us every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday right here at Kid Squid Studios, where it all comes together.